What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. So I have talked about Genshin Impact, and more specifically, the MiHoYo developer who is behind it, and the HoYoverse. But notably because of their the ideology that has forced them to come under attack. So we saw this back in July. They had to remind some of the more louder members of their community that, hey, this is fictional, and even though some of the fictional races maybe have some parallels to the real world, that doesn't mean that they need to be full-on representation. We saw a little mini boycott for not just one of their games, or really the whole universe, not just Genshin Impact, but this whole MiHoYo thing. But that it sort of failed. It failed. You can see the voice actors went along with it, and they ended up getting replaced. And either way, that boycott didn't go anywhere, as two of their main games, Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail, made all the money. And you could see here in July going up 10%, and on and on and on. Genshin Impact and HoYoverse boycotters rage and promise to escalate. This is an August spoiler. They did not escalate. And then some of the actors that tried to signal boost and get in on it, they ended up being replaced. Went on some so fun rants, and they've basically flown off into obscurity. Meanwhile, Genshin Impact and the revenue from that, and the developers, they are sitting in a mighty fine place to make more games. And in this case, it sounds like it might be one that I'm going to play, because while I'm not the biggest fan of anime, I'm completely fine with some realistic RPG action. And that's what we're looking like, your realistic fantasy game, which I do actually think has something to do with the Black Myth Wukong, and 20 million units sold at this point. So rumor here, but Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Zenless Zone Zero developer HoYoverse is developing a new fantasy game with a realistic art style, departing from the company's familiar anime style. And yeah, it's the realistic art style that they got me here for. So you see this post here from Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. I know Reddit, but there's some pockets. Hi, Mr. Pocket. There's some pockets that aren't too corrupted. So you can see they're working on a fantasy action game that will feature an epic narrative and have a realistic art style. The game will reportedly be inspired by the Chinese classic text, The Classic of Mountains and Sea by Shanhai Jing. You can see right here in the game info: realism, fantasy, action, physically based rendering, epic narrative, depth, Unreal Engine 5. So it's going to look good. Poster Oster shared a link to, there we go, shared a link to Imgur that showed off apparent concept art. Yeah, it looks decent. A lone swordsman, like a griffin thing there. Hey, that's what I want most of my games. Just give me like a flowing cape and a badass sword, and these type of visuals and monsters and shit, and then a town to go into to find winches and sell my treasures. So this is based on that book, like they said, The Classics of Mountains and the Sea. If you are unfamiliar with The Classics of Mountains and Seas, which I am, Penguin Classics, which publishes the work, describes it as a major source of Chinese mythology, 3rd century BC to 2nd century AD, that contains a treasure trove of rare data and colorful fiction about the mythical figures, rituals, medicine, natural history, and ethnic peoples of the ancient world. Publisher adds that the work explores 204 mythical figures, such as the gods Foremost, Fond Care, and Yellow, and goddess Queen Mother of the West, and Girl Lovely. These are interesting names, as well as many other figures known outside of the text. It also contains crucial information on early medicine, with cures for impotence and infertility. Ooh. Omens to avert catastrophe, and rites of sacrifice. Sounds rife for making a game. No, but obviously they are going to be using myths and stories and characters from that. Yeah, I firmly believe this is, they saw the success of Black Myth Wukong and like, ooh, us too. And hey, what the hell? I'm here for it. Yeah, let me know what you think of this. You think this is bold of them to go away from anime and to a more realistic style, or does it make sense because they literally just saw they already have an anime? Why not expand to get in people like me who wouldn't normally play one of their games? Either way, should have liked, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you. And
Well, bye.